Hi there, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Racheal Agasha. On the channel we inspire, we motivate and we encourage. I'm not only doing that, we do some lifestyle. I've been doing a lot of lifestyle lately, yeah. Been busy and school and everything, but now that we are done, we're back here and we're going to be consistent and do what we are supposed to be doing, yeah. So in today's video, I have another amazing human being on set. Yeah, normally I have to do that intro with the person so that you don't preempt the video, yeah. But yeah, he's going to be talking to us about his life, what he does, what he has achieved. I'm not going to preempt it here, yeah. So let's just invite him on set and get into this. Welcome to the channel. It's good having you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Edwin the Poet. Actual names are Edwin Masingano. I'm not a finalist. I finished. I don't know about that, but yes, I was a finalist. Now I finished law school. Yeah, I'm hoping to be a lawyer. But yes, for this segment, I come in the position and capacity of a poet and a spoken word artist. Yeah, and basically I'm also a writer, so you can call me a published poet. That's also there. Yeah, I'm a poetry trainer. So many of those related things, you know.
I can imagine. Well, it's really nice having you here. Tell us about yourself.
Basically, about myself.
Cutting it down, like growing up. How's your life growing up?
Growing up, my life was, I think it was, I would say it was a normal life. It wasn't a life of so many bad things. It was just a life that was good for a child to grow.
Normal growing child.
Yeah, a normal growing child. And you know, and I grew up with parents that loved me. Yeah, they supported me, and my entire family actually. They supported me. They would definitely, of course, I grew up loving literature. That is one. I grew up loving literature. I would eventually transform into, you know, getting to start to write, and then getting into to start to perform, and then all those other things. I don't think my life has been that bad. Yeah, I think it has been good.
Yeah, that leads us to our next question. When did you start this whole poetry thing, this whole writing thing? Yeah, you said you love literature and everything, but at what age, what point in your life did you think this is actually something that I love to do and this is something that I should be doing?
Well, for that particular part, I think I think of course I used to write a bit in primary, but also speaking skills were there, etc. And those were of course additions. Yeah? Those are lights that you don't see. You only see them after. And, you know. Yeah. So, but my O level, I used to write, and I used to, you know, try to do a bit of writing for people here and here. And I loved literature, like to the beam. I knew even when A level came, I was going to do literature. That one I knew. You know, people select. I knew it from the word code. When I reached that stage, I would select that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. And then, of course, I transformed into particular things. At A level, I was in a school that wasn't exactly inclined to poetry before, and of course, that was a general problem in the whole country. Apart from schools, a few schools actually, and I think the lead was Navisonsa. Those were the only few schools that did poetry on a certain level. So I was in Seta High, and it wasn't exactly, you know, into the poetry thing yet. The poetry wasn't emphasized, and of course I met a teacher who was a bit two teachers actually who were a bit inclined to poetry and were studying paper one that was poetry definitely. So it was a bit easy for me to understand and learn more about like how to execute the poetry. And of course, since I had already the talent and performing skills, I knew that would be a plus. So we transformed into performing, and then we represented the school and we started to do ABCD. And here we got to a point where it was getting somewhere. I think after I left, it had been popular. And I actually went back to train them. And that was a transformation. So I can say it began with us, and it was like a self-realization that we can do this and we can promote this. And I'm glad it became something. What it is right now.
That makes sense. So, in your own opinion, according to you, Edwin the Poet? What does poetry mean to you?
Poetry. Poetry is the only art that gives life to almost every performance. If you're going to be a musician, you need a poet, right?
Yeah.
People are now, the world is now to a point where people listen to the words, to the messages.
Exactly.
They just exactly. Now you see things like you go to, let me say an outing place, and the music they're going to play is just for the beats. You reach a particular point X, and you know Edwin would want to listen to his music and just take off some peace of mind, and they want the meaning, the words, how were they written, you get.
People want to relate.
To relate. So without poetry, an art can't grow. Without poetry, things like plays are hard to write because the language matters. You get? And poetry is like the simplicity of all talents. Yes, you can I can get a book that was supposed to be 600 pages and I make it into 10. And it will still have meaning. That is the power of poetry. And poetry for me is one of the things that are blowing around the country now. I will assure you, in Kampala, we have more poetry shows than any other concept.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, every weekend you will have like 2-3 poetry shows, and that is not happening for other
music.
for the music, for the etc. So what we have said, of course, poetry is now evolving. We have involved music and poetry to form the song poetry or poetry. Yeah, and of course, with that particular concept, we now have the fusion of music and poetry. Yeah. Now we have certain concepts where people act out poetry. Yeah. So you're having music, poetry, and acting in one sense, but all are based on the center version of everything is supposed to be poetry. That is the power of poetry. Poetry gives messages. It's something that is not just about enjoyment; it's edutainment. So it's a bit diverse.
Interesting. Tell us about.
Basically, this is my book, my first publication. Of course, it's called title Hope in Love. Now many people think this book is purely about love. It's just that the centerpiece of the story is based on love, and that love can be love from a friend, from I find this word very funny, significant other. Yeah, but you know, people always put it out there. Yeah, but I like it's love based on everything. So I tried out to do story poetry, and of course with extra pieces, extra poems, about so many things. So this book has, besides other story poetry, it has some poems on sexual violence, poems on the poets, the things that poets go through. That message in politics, and of course also other things, and then the COVID experience. And then it also has the story poetry itself, where we see a formulation of a story, and this story is basically one that involves an all-round concept of life. So the story transforms, it also involves, it centers around the traditions of Africa, and our parents are with kids. I want you to get married, I want you to give me kids, I want you to give me this, the pressure that comes with it. So the stories here go on and on, the blessings God gives you. So I tried to do story poetry, that when someone reads the book, they can flow with it. You read the poem, leads you to the next. And you can, at the end of the day, when you've finished the book, you'll probably tell someone, oh, the book is about this guy and this guy and this one and this one, because you know what it is. I didn't want to do a book that is more less just a compilation of poems. So this is basically it. And I hope people can come and support.
Please tell them how much and where they can get it from.
This is 20,000.
I'll actually leave everything in the description box. Even the numbers will go past the screen. You can even reach out to me and I can connect you. So what have been your biggest achievements so far?
I feel like the biggest achievement in our canal is support. We can't evaluate biggest achievements in form of whatever places we have been, or things you have done. I feel like the support matters more because, you know, as an artist, your clientele is the people. So without their support, you're going to be nothing. Exactly. So I feel like that's my greatest achievement. I've gotten to know so many people, to be supported by so many people. I walk into places and have a challenge, and because of my poetry, it's sorted. Yeah. No. It's just that people relate. Yeah, people relate to people that they feel have a certain impact, or they have a certain, you know, have done something for themselves.
They're changing.
Yeah, they're changing something. So normally people will pay attention. Yeah, and you know the world has that added advantage. Yeah? And poetry has given me a platform that I can be able to be called upon by so many people and be given platforms to like be able to go ahead and like appear and present my book for so many people, attend events that, you know, are around, of course, I'll put A class, and of course go forward, and you know, I've been invited to moderate a couple of them, and that's because of, you know, the way I play around with words, the way I write, the way I speak. So all those particular concepts are a basis of poetry. Poetry teaches you how to play around with words and make them have meaning in a particular concept that not everyone would have understood or given or executed that way. So that is very, very important. And also it has shaped me, of course, economically. You know? Because I mean
the money part.
There's a money part. So I mean I sold out, I think about a month, and yes, a month, and sold out the first bunch of my books, and they were quite many. But like, of course, there's, you know, that support that comes, and it helps you with various points in life. Yes, I believe that if we cannot use our talents to use that
to
purpose
make money,
then
just be direct.
You know,
those guys need to know talent can get you money.
I hope they know. Is it in the Bible they give
the talents to those guys?
Yes, those guys, and you know,
they know
exactly,
the story.
they know the story. So I mean, even God recognizes it. You need to make.
It's actually not in there to sit. At the end of the day, you have to give accountability for what you've done with your talent. You know.
So it's very, very important, and you know that has happened. And of course, it has also elevated me. You know how certificates are. Poetry is a certificate in itself. People want someone who has an added value to themselves as a person, besides what you can offer to anyone else. Even if it's in like job opportunities, it's not about just what you can offer or the grades you can offer.
An extra skill.
They need someone who has value, who they see is a certain way. So that has also become a benefit.
Interesting. So of course, with all the achievements, there must be challenges. What have those? I'm very sure that those moments you look back on and you're like, okay, that should never have happened. I did not deserve it, but then it happened.
Challenges. Well, challenges. I will start from as an artist, as a performer. There's so many challenges that you will make a show, and circumstances happen, and you cannot, you know, get as much as you expected to. Those are challenges. You will make a book, and you know, people will get the books, you know, but you know, challenges come, you know, and you know, as an artist, you have to understand that these particular concepts. People, there's nothing as greater as support. Money is not support. So sometimes you're looking at the support of the person besides the money. So all those challenges, and as an artist and as a writer, sometimes you may not have the book with you, and you refuse to give it to someone just because they have not read. You could give it to them and they pay later. But you know, all those are challenges, in your budgeting, because you know you input money to make these things, and you're calculating your things, and you know all these particular concepts, But as an artist, those are very many challenges. When you go to perform at shows, and maybe the person you're going to perform for has not, you know, Also, and those are also challenges. They have not gotten the money yet. That's also a challenge. But besides all that, I feel like performers, of course, that's one of the main challenges. But besides that, also is the equipment you get, and the capital you get. Majority of the people, or let me say, production houses, have not appreciated the value of poetry to a certain extent. They see it in one angle. They don't see how diverse it can get, how productive it can get, how innovative it can get, you get. And you will of course go forward to write these proposals, do what, and you will not get
the attention that you deserve.
Exactly, But you know, it's only after they have seen the work you've done, and then they'll
start looking for you.
come forward.
And that's how the show business works. Until someone sees what you actually. That is why it is important that you keep doing whatever it is that you're doing until someone actually notices.
Yeah, so that's a big challenge. Of course, the challenge would have been solved if only we the government considered this spoken word and poetry as an art in a certain angle. Because I will assure you, you've seen people go for money in places, you know, and being budgeted for as a whole art industry. But I will let you know that until last year, we didn't even have an association for ourselves. Yeah, so we got one. But now you see, that is how much the challenge was for poets. It was more of an individual thing. Yes, but now at least we have forward. We have the Poetry Association of Uganda, and it's moving forward and all those. But you know, the government also needs to understand that we need the support. Yeah, because you know, as I'll give you an example. They gave I think artists a studio. Why do poets not have one? Why can't we have this particular concept given to us? Because that is how people out there are going to see how creative we can get. Because we are youth, majority of the poets are youth. And you know, it's going to we may not have as much as we need to execute certain things. So that support is necessary. And of course also to like other platforms, to always look at it not in a particular one picture, but look at it in a diverse picture, and understand that poetry can be as big as it is becoming. Because right now in Kampala, I'll assure you, majority of the people attend more poetry shows than any other. So that shows you there is an audience.
Any last words for our viewers?
Last words. Last words is one, thank you to you, for hosting me, and the next would be, of course, thank you to my family. That's very important. I love that as a backbone, and also thank you to UCU, because I feel like that UCU was one of my biggest platforms. I got to be president of Tanzania. I got to put poetry at a certain level in UCU, and that speaks a lot. I will let you know very many when being introduced. They introduced Tanzania as one of the biggest in Uganda, because it organizes one of the biggest events, and I mean, it is true. So all that is possible because at least I get to have this capacity as an audience and this platform, and it is good. It has grown. It has also grown my social capital really much. So that is also, of course, my clientele. Then also my clientele outside you see, there's so many people, and I appreciate them. I always appreciate. To the students I teach poetry and train, very good. I pray you become better than me.
That's always
you know.
A goal.
But one thing I want to put home is that always strive to be the greatest. Never let anything keep you from moving.
Or anyone tell you different.
Just keep moving. If you don't have the opportunity, use whatever you have to start. Yes, just start. And start, but also be as innovative as possible. Be strategic in whatever you do as you're executing your art. Don't just do what the ordinary people do. Try to be different from the rest. Even when you're marketing yourself, try to be different. Of course, this crosses across job opportunities, at the art industry, and etc. and so many other things. Yeah. So basically that, and I pray that you guys, have a good life. Yeah, ahead of you.
Yeah, surely. So you guys, I can't say anything more. Yeah. So I will see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like the video. Reach out to purchase these books, 20,000. Support.
But they can also pay more.
You can even pay more.
Yeah.
The support bit is very important. So we would definitely appreciate that. Like the video, leave a comment. I'll leave everything about Edwin in the comment section, in the description box, and on the screen. Yeah, we shall see you in our next video. Oh, if you've not subscribed, I hope you want to subscribe.
Sure.
See you and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.